Welcome back to another Delimited Productions vlog with continued coverage of the Star Trek II Unity project. Today we're going to look at the space dock departure sequence, the first half of which has been completed. In the last vlog, we saw how the departure sequence really has two parts. There is the lead-in power-up sequence, where the Enterprise is readied but not yet moving, and then there is the actual departure action, which runs about 1.5 minutes. I began work on the power-up sequence by first watching the original cut of all those recycled TMP shots, and paying particular attention to the music. You see, I had a suspicion that my new shot strategy was hiding in the music. Now today we're going to do something different. Instead of me walking you through the analysis and my thinking process, I'm going to invite you to discover all of that for yourself. Consider it an opportunity to exercise your attention for details and to practice your inner fan editor self. The original sequence makes use of 7 shots. The new Unity sequence also uses 7 shots, but this is just a happy accident, because my shotcuts were not determined by the original visuals. Had I ended up with 6 shots or 8 shots, I wouldn't have cared one bit. Here is the original power-up sequence, followed by the new unified version. Ignore for the moment the obvious differences in shot composition. Of course, the old and new shots are visually different. In what other important way has the edited sequence changed from the original? Now, if you don't see the room for improvement in the original presentation and its remedy in the updated presentation, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Rewind the video and watch again. No one is going to know.
Nothing for you!
If you do see what's going on in the update, go ahead and leave a comment and I'll pin the best explanation for future visitors. In the last vlog, I also laid out plans to incorporate the control room introduced in Star Trek III into our new departure sequence. It makes sense, right? We're not in dry dock anymore, so let's seize the opportunity to inject some interfilm continuity. Continuity, it is a good thing. Producing an animation plate is one of the easier examples of what I consider advanced fan editing techniques. Typical fan editors will begin life cutting and splicing their way to the finish line, so the first time they visually repurpose footage is often a milestone moment, for they have now added basic CGI skills to their toolbox. For our new control room shot, we begin with a high-definition still taken from the Stealing the Enterprise sequence. That was the sequence where the control room was already empty. Reusing the actor version is completely asinine, as it defeats the purpose of the Unity project. Next, we mask out the background, which will later reveal the new space dock interior and a nice overhead view of the Enterprise taxiing toward the doors. Since the control room is the true subject of the shot, we have to give it some purpose. So let's animate one of the overhead monitors. Using frames from the originals, let's also create a new animation for the monitor on the left side. To finish the room, we need a good, simple suggestion that it's perfectly okay for this room to be unstaffed while the Enterprise is departing. That works for me. The room itself is looking authentic, but it needs a finishing touch. It turns out that the offices along the far end of the terminal structures use so many red lights that all of the exterior glass is redcast. Thus, for continuity's sake, we need a semi-transparent layer of red reflections for our imaginary window glass. The animation plate was produced for a specific duration, namely 110 frames or 4.5 seconds. The hiccups you're seeing in this preview occur because the shot is looping here beyond its intended length. So where did I get 4.5 seconds from? With so much work invested in the shot, why not have it on longer? Well, this shot has to satisfy two editing conditions. Recall from the last vlog that I had already determined when the camera needed to be close or far based on the ship's noise levels. So the first condition is that the control room shot must coincide with one of the existing quiet moments. The second condition is that the Enterprise must be in camera view. Thus, we want to occupy one of the later shots when the Enterprise has had time to advance from its parked position. If the new control room shot is used too early in the sequence, we might be lucky to catch a portion of the forward saucer, and that's about it. Based on these editing criteria, I selected this moment in the sequence, and its duration is 4.5 seconds. So that's going to wrap today's vlog. Stay tuned to find out how the departure sequence turns out, because at this point, even I don't know. Until next time, this is Antimatter.